They say money can buy almost anything, but in this courtroom, respect is not for sale. When a famous influencer walked in with her phone, her attitude, and millions of followers watching live, she thought she could mock justice itself. But what happened inside Judge Caprio's courtroom that day would leave the whole internet stunned and remind everyone that real power comes from humility, not fame. It was a bright morning in Providence, Rhode Island. The courtroom buzzed quietly as people waited for their turn. Parking tickets, minor offenses, the usual. Then the heavy wooden doors opened. Cameras flashed. A tall young woman dressed in designer clothes and holding a gold-trimmed phone strutted in as if she were entering a fashion show. Her name was Ava Monroe, a 27-year-old social media influencer with over 10 million followers. She had been cited for reckless driving and recording herself speeding through downtown Providence. The video, titled "Rules Are for the Broke Ones," had gone viral for all the wrong reasons. But Ava didn't seem worried. She whispered to her assistant, "Relax, babe. I'll make this a trend. #Court with Ava." Judge Frank Caprio, known for his calm wisdom and kind heart, looked up from his papers as the bailiff announced, "Bailiff, Your Honor, case number 4587, Ava Monroe." Judge Caprio adjusted his glasses. Judge Caprio. "Good morning, Ms. Monroe. You're charged with reckless driving in a 25-mile zone, is that correct?" Ava didn't look up from her phone. Ava, mocking. "Ugh, yeah, I guess." My fans loved that video, though. Got 2 million views in one night. The courtroom fell silent. Everyone could feel the arrogance in her tone. Judge Caprio tilted his head slightly, a faint smile playing on his lips. Not of amusement, but of patience being tested. Judge Caprio. "I see. You think the law is something to entertain your fans with?" Ava shrugged. Ava. "Come on, Judge. It's 2025. People love real content." "I wasn't hurting anyone, Judge Caprio. Speed limits exist for a reason. And recording yourself while driving, you could have hurt yourself, or worse, someone else." Ava rolled her eyes and whispered, "Oh, please, don't make it dramatic." The murmurs in the courtroom grew louder. A woman in the audience shook her head in disbelief, but Ava didn't notice. She was too busy live streaming. Ava, to her phone. "Hey, fam, look where I am, in court. Let's see if Judge Grandpa here lets me go." Everyone gasped. Even the bailiff froze. Judge Caprio looked directly at her phone, then back at her. Judge Caprio. "Ma'am, in this courtroom, we don't disrespect people, not even ourselves." Ava smirked. "Sure thing, Your Majesty." That's when something in Judge Caprio's calm demeanor shifted ever so slightly. He closed the case file gently and said, "Judge Caprio, Ms. Monroe, I think this hearing just turned into a lesson." The courtroom fell silent again. What kind of lesson could a humble old judge possibly teach a millionaire influencer who thought she ruled the internet? Judge Caprio leaned back in his chair. Judge Caprio. "Ms. Monroe, do you know how many people I see in this courtroom every week?" Ava. "No idea. Thousands, maybe? Not my problem." Judge Caprio. "Mothers who can't pay parking tickets, veterans who fought for this country, young people trying to do better. They come here with respect because they understand something you don't." Ava frowned slightly. Ava. "Which is?" Judge Caprio. "That justice isn't entertainment." The audience nodded quietly. Judge Caprio. "Bailiff, please collect her phone." Ava gasped. "Wait, what? You can't take my phone. I'm live right now." Judge Caprio. "Exactly. And this is not your stage. This is a courtroom." She hesitated, then reluctantly handed over her phone. Her stream cut off, comments flooding with, "What's happening?" and "Judge Caprio for the win." Judge Caprio. "Now, Ms. Monroe, before I decide you're fine, tell me something. Do you know how many deaths occur each year because of distracted driving?" Ava. No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me. Judge Caprio. Over 3,000 people, innocent people, gone. Many because someone thought they were just filming content. Ava's confident smile faded just a bit. Judge Caprio. I lost a dear friend that way. A driver was taking a selfie, swerved into his car. He never made it home. Ava blinked. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Judge Caprio. So tell me, Ms. Monroe, when you post videos like that, what are you teaching your millions of followers? Ava, quietly. I didn't think of it like that. Judge Caprio. Then maybe today is the day you start thinking. The audience murmured again, this time with respect. But the lesson wasn't over, because Judge Caprio was about to do something that would shake the entire internet and Ava's world. The tension in the courtroom was thick enough to silence even Ava's pride. Her phone, her shield, her power, her connection to millions, now sat on the bailiff's desk. For the first time, she wasn't performing. She was just Ava Monroe, standing before a man who saw right through her fame. Judge Caprio gently opened a folder and read aloud, Judge Caprio. According to the report, Ms. Monroe was driving 55 miles per hour in a 25 zone, near a school, at 3 p.m. Gasps filled the room. Ava, that's not fair. There were no kids there. Judge Caprio. It was dismissal time, Ms. Monroe. Children could have been crossing. Ava froze. The confidence in her voice cracked. Judge Caprio leaned forward. Judge Caprio. Do you understand what that means? One child, one step onto that crosswalk, and you could have destroyed a family's entire world. Ava's eyes glistened, but she blinked hard to hide it. Ava. I didn't mean to. Judge Caprio. Intentions are invisible. Actions are not. The courtroom went silent again. Then Judge Caprio said something unexpected. Judge Caprio. Ms. Monroe, I want to show you something. He nodded to the bailiff, who dimmed the courtroom lights and played a short clip on the monitor. It was security footage, showing Ava's car zooming past the school zone, a crossing guard stepping back just in time. Ava covered her mouth. Her hands trembled. The influencer, once untouchable online, now stood small and broken in real life. Judge Caprio. That man, the crossing guard, has worked there for 20 years. He has a wife battling cancer. Imagine if your video had ended differently, Ava whispered, voice shaking. I'm sorry. Judge Caprio. Apologies mean little unless they lead to change. He paused, then spoke with quiet authority. Judge Caprio. Here's my ruling. You'll pay the maximum fine, but that's not your real punishment. You're going to use your platform for something good. You'll make a public video, not for fame, but for awareness. About distracted driving, about consequences. Ava looked shocked. Ava, you want me to post about this? Judge Caprio. Exactly. You wanted views. Now use them for something worthy. Ava nodded slowly, tears forming. She had come in proud. She now stood humbled, and something inside her was changing. But Ava didn't know. This story was far from over. Her past words, her mockery of Judge Caprio, were about to come back in a way that would test her newfound remorse. 2 days later, Ava posted the video. The thumbnail showed her without makeup, eyes red, sitting quietly in her car. The title read, I disrespected a judge. Here's what I learned. Her followers were stunned. Within hours, the video hit 20 million views, not for glamour, not for laughs, but for truth. In the video, she confessed everything. I thought fame made me untouchable. I disrespected a man who was only trying to teach me right from wrong. Judge Caprio showed me that kindness isn't weakness, it's strength. She ended with, if you ever think a view or a like is worth risking someone's life, think again. The internet exploded. Thousands of comments poured in. This is the realest thing you've ever posted. I used to think she was arrogant. Now I respect her. Judge Caprio, we need more people like you, but not everyone forgave easily. Ava started receiving old clips of herself, mocking others, laughing at rules. She realized that redemption wasn't about a single video. It was about consistency. She stopped doing luxury vlogs. Instead, she started visiting schools, sharing her story with teenagers. One video showed her standing beside the same crossing guard she had nearly hit. She hugged him on camera and said, "You could have been gone because of me. But you forgave me anyway." That clip made the world cry. And one morning, months later, Ava received a letter, handwritten, with Judge Caprio's seal. It read, "Dear Ms. Monroe, the world forgives those who learn. I'm proud you chose change over ego. Keep reminding people that justice without humility is hollow. Judge Frank Caprio." Tears rolled down her cheeks. For the first time, she felt peace. But Ava wasn't done. She wanted to thank him face to face, one last time before his retirement. It was a quiet afternoon in Providence. The courtroom was half empty. Judge Caprio was set to retire in a few weeks. A familiar voice echoed from the hallway. "Ava." "Good morning, Your Honor." Judge Caprio looked up and smiled. Judge Caprio. "Ms. Monroe. Or should I say Ava the Advocate, I've seen your videos." Ava laughed softly. "You watch YouTube now?" Judge Caprio. "Only when it teaches me something." She stepped closer, holding a small wooden plaque. It read, "To Judge Caprio, thank you for teaching the internet what real justice looks like." The judge accepted it with a warm smile. Judge Caprio. "You didn't have to do this." Ava. "I did, because you didn't humiliate me. You educated me. That's something no punishment could have done." The entire courtroom applauded softly. Judge Caprio looked around one last time, at the place where he had spent decades giving people not just verdicts, but understanding. Judge Caprio, to Ava. "You see, justice isn't about who wins. It's about who learns." Ava nodded, tears streaming down her face. She took out her phone, not to film herself, but to take one last respectful photo of the man who changed her life. This time she posted without a filter, without a caption, just a single word, #gratitude. That photo became the most shared post of the year. Millions wrote under it. Pure justice. Respect to Judge Caprio. We all need someone like him in our lives. And somewhere in that quiet courtroom, Frank Caprio smiled, knowing that even in retirement his message would keep echoing. Respect, compassion, humanity. And that's the story of how one viral influencer met a man who didn't chase likes. He created lessons. Judge Caprio reminded us all that true power isn't in fame. It's in humility. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because somewhere out there, another story of justice is waiting to be told. And we'll be right here to tell it together.